Welcome back to the Boss Mode walkthrough series. This is the last of the Rotting Woods normal mode. We're going to be running one more team. This is going to be our speed team. The speed team here really consists of pretty much just Cobalt. If you have a heavily runed out and strong Cobalt like I do, he's going to make quick work of this. I chose to bring along Zen because when I get to the final bosses, because they're a little bit tougher, I want to be able to have 2 consecutive attacks with Cobalt. Aside from those two, you're really at your discretion who you want to bring. Dagrin is good to have along because of the caster buff, and then just to have another caster with an AoE, I decided to go with Pontine as the last one. Really, you could bring anybody along you want on here. The stage itself does not have any fast heroes, so nobody's even going to touch Cobalt, and even if he doesn't kill them all, you have both Ponty and Dagrin who can clean up the trash afterwards. It's unlikely you're going to run into any real resistance here. This dungeon is very low. You can see levels 63, 64, 65. Those are going to be absolutely nothing for Cobalt. So he's going to destroy pretty much everything that he touches. So occasionally his disease attack is his weakest one. If you're used to running Babel Mountain, I would suggest using the mechanic of cycling between 2 attacks. If there's 5 of them out there, feel free to just keep spamming Contagion Control, because that's going to kill everything in one hit. If you do have to use one of the other ones, though, use the Arcane Bolts instead of the Darkness attack. Some of these guys have a little bit higher natural resistance to disease and darkness. So don't use that one if you can avoid it. So there's 4 guys here. Probably still best to use Contagion Control because you'll kill them all and get some of the energy back. But the thing is, you won't get all of it back. It has a 6 cooldown. This is going to give you 4, plus the next room is going to be a +1. So Contagion Control won't be up in the next room, which is going to force you to use either the disease attack or his arcane bolt, which is not a problem because we want to make sure we save Contagion Control for the boss room anyways. But you can already see this this particular run is far quicker than any of the other ones, and if you have a decent friend hero at the end, you're going to make quick work of this anyways, so nothing really to be too heavily concerned with. The skill you can use with Dagrin really didn't matter. Didn't really pay to give energy to anybody because everybody was going to be full anyways. So just do what you got to do. Kill the 2 guys and move on. When you get to the bosses, like I said, I brought Zen around so that he can enlighten Cobalt. Being that they are boss mode bosses, I didn't expect to be able to one-shot either of them. That's kind of wishful thinking. Even in regular campaign bosses, you're not one-shotting bosses, with the exception of if you mark for death and then use someone like Braum or Zom to kill them, which I do sometimes with Kang Kong. But use somebody that's going to be a good AoE damage here. Kozar is a great one for any boss mode dungeons because he's going to lower their defense. Now I can enlighten Cobalt, whip out that Contagion Control, and do some heavy damage and clean up the trash afterwards. There should be very little risk here unless you don't have a very high powered Cobalt. So use my 1 energy potion just so I can do it again. And we kill the purple one, and there's only a sliver left on the blue one. So in this case here, very, very little to worry about. So nobody even needs runes except for Cobalt. Zen, Ponty, and Dagrin can all be bare bones. So hopefully that helps you get through if you're struggling and you only have 1 runed up Cobalt and no other good teams. Thanks for watching. Stop by again.